The Memory of Love, Chapter 47. Why do you wish to work in the United States? The woman at the US Embassy visa section had not looked at Kai since he entered the room. Concentrating instead upon studying at some considerable length the letter advising him of this appointment, which he brought with him as instructed by the letter itself. A woman with a smoker's tired hair and skin. She peers down at the signature at the end of the letter. The signature he assumes belongs to her, Andrea Fandines Mount. Well, she says, what is your reason for wishing to work in the United States? What is the right answer? To live the American dream? Because it is there, like Everest? Was it Everest? To advance my career, he says. Andrea Fernandez Mount's right eyebrow lifts. My medical career, he adds. I wish to gain clinical experience and to sit additional professional exams. So now she looks at him. Are you looking for permanent residency? No. He shakes his head. Kai has no plans ever to return, but he does not intend to say so. It isn't as if there is anything honest about this process. The embassy official's job is to make Kai jump through certain hoops, to persuade herself that this man wants to come to her country, to live in a house like the one upon which she has just taken out a mortgage, shop in the stores where she shops, and send his kids to school alongside her own. He exists to validate her dreams. Doctors are given special dispensation because the truth again, only if it matters, is that they want him. But Andrea is careful not to reveal any eagerness. There are only a limited number of places each year, even for medics. This gives her a little leverage, restores a little of her authority. Kai looks at his face. He realizes he has forgotten to change his shoes and is still wearing flip-flops. There is a smear of blood on his calves. In the street outside the embassy, a queue of men wait for the green card lottery. Kai had been 5 minutes late for the interview. They'd kept him waiting nearly 40. Have you brought your preliminary documentation with you? Kai pushes the envelope across the table. Andrea Fernandez can be held up waiting for the visa to come through. We can't give you a visa until you have the license. She shrugs. Catch 22. But that's the way it goes. Still, some person fixes it. Let them know your visa is being processed. After your formal interview, I'll be able to tell you more. She pushes her chair back. I think we're about done here. Quite unexpectedly, she looks up and smiles warmly at him. You can pick this up in a week. Kai stands up. Thank you, he says. He's been inside her office no more than 5 minutes. Let me see you out. The meeting over, her manner seems to have changed entirely. As she walks with him to the door, she says, well, who knows, I might see you around. It's a small town, after all. She extends her hand. Maybe you could tell me which your favorite restaurant is. It's always good to have a local recommendation when you're new to a place. Kai takes her hand, feels the slight pressure of her thumb on his. I'm sorry, I don't get to eat out much, he replies, smiles briefly, and turns away. Out in the street, he walks past the line of men. They looked at him with the same silent yearning as the patients waiting to be seen outside the hospital, working out who he is, whether he might be in a position to help them. He sees them, notice his flip-flops, and turn away. Never will any of them meet Andrea Fernandez Mount. Kai goes to Mary's for lunch, the second time they have seen each other in a month. It is early yet. The place is quiet. She spots him the moment he enters and advances towards him, maneuvering her stomach between the tables. She reaches up to kiss him, her belly pressing against him. It feels warm, soft, and at the same time resistant. He experiences a sudden urge to press his face against it. You look good, Mary, he says. Thank you. She is standing looking at him, her head on one side. The smile on her face is tinged with tenderness. She knows, he thinks. She knows about Nenebe, and because he cannot bear the expression on her face with all its pity, he says it first. Ah, so you already know. Well, it will be good for her. There is firmness to her nod. She pulls a chair out, indicates for Kai to sit opposite her, and claps her hands for the gap. What will you have? Soda water, says Kai. Nothing more? I'm in surgery later. Bring a soda water and again is called. They are silent while the girl opens the drinks, pours them, then places the bottles on the table and leaves. Well, says Mary, there's no such thing as going back. She raises her glass to Kai, who clings his against it. No, says Kai. Keep moving. Isn't that right? He takes a deep breath. There's to be no hiding from Mary. So anyway, she says, tell me your news. How come I'm getting to see so much of you? Perhaps he would not have told her if they hadn't spoken of Nineveh. But now he feels differently. He tells her about his decision to leave, his appointment with Andrea Fernandez Mount. When he's finished speaking, she says, well, you and Tejani never stop talking about it. Remember me to him, won't you? And since you've told me your big news, let me tell you mine. A pause. I'm bringing my son back. I told my parents it is time. Enough. I want my 2 kids to live with me together. This one and that one. She pats her stomach and gives him a turned-down smile. So it's decided. Kai shakes his head. I'm really pleased for you. How old is he now? A year, the month after next. I want him back for his birthday. Half an hour later, they say goodbye. People are beginning to arrive for lunch. Mary's distraction grows and Kai stands up to leave. Her big belly bumps him again as she moves forward to embrace him. This time, he cradles it in his hand, bends his head and presses his forehead against it, straightens and kisses Mary on the cheek. You two take care of yourselves. I mean you three. At the door, he raises his hand and drops it. She has already turned away. October 1999. So many children born in a single month. In Kai's view, Mary's capacity to forgive seems quite simply immeasurable. Mary's parents had taken her son away to raise in the village. Who knows how many children born in the same month, in the same year, are being raised all over the country like that. Children like Mary's son, who have one thing in common. They were all born 9 months after the rebel army invaded the city. Friday prayers and the streets are emptied of people. No podas, no taxis. A boy passes Kai pushing a load of jelly coconuts in a child's pushchair. Kai stops him, buys one and waits while the boy hacks off the top, then fashions a spoon for him out of the broken fragment. He stands scraping out pieces of coconut flesh and scooping them into his mouth, watching the people pass him on their way to the mosque. 3 Fulham money traders in long, pale jalebas and embroidered round hats. An elderly Hajar, white cloth wrapped around her head. A small group of office workers, heavy black shoes beneath their gowns. The boy stands watching Kai as intently as Kai watches the passers-by, as though he is watching a sideshow. The sun is beating down and Kai can't feel the blood throb in the veins of his scalp. He turns to his companion. You want one? The boy's eyes widen slightly. He nods sharply, neither speaking nor smiling, waiting to see what kind of joker Kai turns out to be. Kai hands him a coin. The boy takes it and serves himself one of his own coconuts with all the care and delicacy he would a customer. Somewhere, thinks Kai, there are towns and cities in a place called America: New York, Washington, San Francisco, Atlanta, Maryland. He tries to imagine it, but this time he succeeds only in summoning images from films and advertisements. He cannot think how it will be, only that it is far away from all this. In the final days of the invasion, the rebels retreated from these streets. In their anger, the residents discovered their courage and finally turned upon their oppressors. The doctors will sometimes leave the hospital to tour the city collecting corpses, issuing death certificates, and stuffing the dead into the hospital mortuary. A vain effort at record keeping, imposing order on the unruliness of war. On this street, Kai had seen a young girl lying upon the road, angled in death, 14, 16 at most. Someone had tried to remove her clothing. She lay in the street in a scarlet bra and panties, doubtless at one time looted from an upmarket boutique. The people who lived there refused Kai and his team leave to touch her body. She'd been the commanding officer in charge of the attack. They would deny her the dignity of burial. The teenage commander in stolen silken underwear. Kai stares at the spot where the girl had lain. Ripples of hot hair rise from the tarmac. In the mirage, he sees her, the brilliance of the underwear against the dark skin. He looks away. When he looks back, the road is empty. The boy is watching him. Kai hands him the unfinished coconut and walks away. The thing to remember, he tells himself, the thing to hold on to is this, that since he decided to leave, he has been sleeping at night. There will be a storm tonight. Yes, I think so. Fode is the kind of patient the Western doctors complain no longer exists and for whom they yearn. He asks no questions and accepts whatever Kai tells him. Fode makes the foreign doctors nostalgic for the days before patients' charters obliged them to shroud their work in secrecy and pronouns, as little as possible. They like Africa. Africa is full of believers. Fode is a believer. Kai wishes Fode had a little less faith. He shifts Fode's supper tray and leaves his buttocks on the window ledge. I know Mr. Seligman has already spoken to you, but I'm just reiterating what he said, so you are clear. We'll know more in a few weeks once the cast is off for good. You'll have it changed. In the meantime, we'll shift the position of the foot so you can stretch the tendon. We'll get an idea then. And of course, an even clearer picture once you begin physiotherapy. How does the foot feel now? It feels very well, thank you. It has something to do with gratitude, in Kai's opinion, as though admitting to pain was somehow to demonstrate ungratefulness, and that in turn might jeopardize the doctor's goodwill. The nurses seem equally to subscribe to the view that patients are undeserving and are consequently reluctant to hand out as much as a single codeine tablet. Also, because for years they'd had to guard precious supplies. Ask the nurse for something if you feel any discomfort. I will do that, thank you. Good. Sometimes my leg itches, offers Fode, as though he has alighted upon a titbit to satisfy. That's normal. Try not to scratch it. Kai smiles. How is Zainab? Oh, Fode smiles and returns. Zainab has written to me again. My cousin brought the letter here yesterday. Now I feel sure she likes me. I'm certain she does, says Kai. She says she's traveling to the city. She would like to come and visit me. That is good. Perhaps you would like to meet her. I'm sure she would like to meet you. I can't think of anything I'd like more, says Kai. Good, I'm happy. And doctor, yes, may I thank you for the radio? I'm enjoying it. Kai had completely forgotten about the radio. Yesterday I was listening to people talking about an army of soldiers made of clay in China and buried underground. They were placed there to guard an emperor in the afterlife. This is something extraordinary. Please, pass me my book. Fode points to the window ledge. Kai swivels around, finds the exercise book and hands it to Fode, who opens it and begins to read. For the first emperor, 8,000 soldiers, 500 horses, more than 100 chariots, and you know what else they say? He looks at Kai, who shakes his head compliantly. Not one of the warriors has the same face. Everyone wears a different expression. This is something the craftsmen ensured in the way they carved them and then painted them. And then these very craftsmen, after all their labors, were buried inside. I found this story very interesting. It certainly is, says Kai. Fode grins. They say this emperor wanted to wage war in the afterlife, to found a new empire with another emperor who was already deceased. Either that or these soldiers were for his protection. Fode laughs out loud. I think this man was either very ambitious or very much afraid. Yes, agrees Kai, laughing too. Or maybe both. Kai is silent. I would like to see it for myself, says Fode. Maybe you will one day, lies Kai. But Fode shakes his head. No. But if you find a picture for me, I would like that. Do you wish me to return the radio? No, says Kai. You hold on to it. He'd taken it from Adrian's room several weeks previously. Difficult to return it now. He has not seen Adrian, much less spoken to him. He directs every ounce of his energy to not thinking about him, not thinking about Adrian and Nenebu. Kai says goodbye to Fode, and as he walks away down the ward, the thought occurs to him for the first time. He may not be here for Fode's final operation. 8 hours later, and Kai lies on his back watching a silver spear of moonlight trace across the ceiling from the gap between the curtain. He is wide awake.